What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Connor Speed6, and today, as you can see, we are on Grid Legends. What we're going to do today is take a look at the all-new race creator option in the game. Not only looking at just the race creator, we're going to be looking at a specific type of racing called multi-class racing, and sort of how to set that up and kind of the best ways to do it to make it a little bit quicker for you and easier for you to set up moving forward. As you can see here, I've already got a multi-class event set up around Indianapolis Motor Speedway, but what I'll do is I'll dive in really quickly and show you exactly sort of what to do and the options behind setting these events up and the best practices to do so. So the race we're going to be running is going to be an all Mazda. Now there's only 4 different Mazdas in the game, so what we'll do first is sort of head over to the garage really fast and simply find these cars in the garage. Reason being, if you go back to the race creator and go in here to select the car class and the different vehicles, it's actually a bit monotonous. As you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different categories in GT alone. So instead of having to select the GT class, go over to the vehicles, drop down and find the vehicles and all of that, and do that individually on every single different class or type of vehicle, that could take a long time. So what I would recommend doing is first getting familiar with the vehicles you're looking for. So for example, we're going to be looking for any Mazda that we can find in the game, one of which is in the tuner category, and that is the Mazda MX-5. So knowing that the car is in tuner, when we go back to race creator, what we do is we head over to class, and then it's in alphabetical order. So you go down to tuner, and you've got a bunch of different options here for the tuner cars. Again, one of which is the Mazda MX-5, and that one's easy because it's called the MX-5 Cup anyways. Now, as you can see down here, there is a super modified option, and that is using the Mazda RX-7 hand speed. So that right there is in tuners as well. So going back to the garage, what we'll want to do is keep scrolling, of course, to find any of the other cars you're interested in. The next of which is the Mazda 787B, and that's in the GT category. So knowing that the 787B is in the GT category, or whatever car you're looking for, what we would do is we would scroll down again in the classes to the GTs. Now we know it's going to be either a prototype or a vintage prototype because that's just the type of race car it is. Unfortunately though, for those who don't know that kind of thing, because there's a lot of people who play these racing games that don't actually know which race category a lot of these cars fall into, it would be nice if we could go into the garage and click a button on the car and it actually breaks down in detail which class or category this car falls under each different race category or class. That would make it a lot easier, because there's so many different cars and so many different options. As you can see here, again, there are 7 alone in GT, 5 in open wheel alone, a bunch of different specials, bunch of different touring cars. So it would be a welcome change to actually see some better options when looking at the cars in the garages to know which category they fall into under each different class. All right, so moving on here, we've got our vintage GT car, we've got our MX-5 Cup, and our Mazda Pan Speed RX-7 under the tuners. So then we'll head over to the track day next because it's not a drift car, of course, we know that. And that's where we're going to find our Mazda Furai. So now what you have to do is head back again into your race creator, change the class to track day, where again, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different track day options. So you'll unfortunately have to select which one you want. So click track day, scroll over, go to the track day again on this under class, and then see if your car is within that particular class that you've selected under track day. I know it's a bit tedious because I've done it a bunch. It's a little bit of a pain to get this done, but unfortunately, this is the fastest way to do it right now until they give us better options to sort and to select vehicles. All right, so moving on, after that, all you do from there is simply select your race. So we're gonna go around Indianapolis like we already have. The road course circuit found here. This is the general road course circuit that Indy cars run on, so we're just gonna run on this. Conditions, we'll do day, we'll do just 2 laps, and there's gonna be a total of 22 drivers. Now, here's where you wanna pay attention a little bit more. So when you're doing a multi-class race event, what you want is to have the different race classes stagger their starts. So the Mazda MX-5s, of course, are the slowest cars on the track, with the Pan Speed RX-7 after that, then the Furai, then the 787 is the way it should be. So you want to choose to have a staggered race start on these events. And then from there, what I would do is I would recommend just keeping class 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, or 1, 2, 3, whatever you want to do, because you can have up to 5 classes. Have them stagger the starts automatically. Unfortunately, you can't set a time on these events, so what it is only allowing you an option to do laps from 1 up to 99. So if you have a big lobby full of friends, you can't just say we're going to run for 30 minutes and whoever's in first place at the end, or whatever your position is at the end of the race, that's it. It literally makes you run all the laps, and then whoever is in first place at the end of the race is in first place. Now, if you've got a 100 lap race, the faster cars may actually have like a 3 or 4 or 5 lap delay before they can even start racing, because the slower classes, of course, need a bigger head start. So keep that in mind. If you set these up, you may want to bunch them a little bit closer together in the way of sort of their performance in the game. Because again, if you're racing a 787 versus a MX-5, the MX-5 is going to have a massive head start, because hell, the thing only maxes out at about 125, 130 miles per hour, when the 787 is an absolute grip monster and can top out at close to 200 miles per hour. So think about that, be cognizant of what cars you're actually selecting. But here for a 2-lap race, this is going to show us sort of exactly what it looks like, and you'll be able to sort of see me interacting with traffic and things like that. So what I will do is I will select the slowest car. I'll get out in front of the pack a little bit and then slow down so the faster cars can catch up to us. That way you can sort of see the way the traffic moves in and out of each other, and the different classes, the way they sort of interact around you. Now, don't worry about if you don't have a car or not. You can always loan a car. You only get 50% of the winnings, which that's no big deal. So if you don't have any of the cars unlocked that you want to use, you can still set this up, no problem. So Indianapolis is my home track. I live not too far from IMS. Of course, I'm always going to choose this if I can, especially for a race feature. But here, let's get it going. I'm not going to have any race delay, of course. I'm going to be the first cars out on the track. But what you'll see over there on the left side of the screen, you'll actually see the different splits between yourself and the different race classes in the event alongside with you. So it shows you how far behind the track day GTs are going to be. And then once the other cars start cycling through the field, of course, it'll show their gap as well. All right, so as you can see there, the track day GT and the super modified times are already coming down the splits. So we're about a minute away from them catching up to the MX-5 Cup cars. I love that they can actually show those splits, because it actually makes it really fun. It's almost like a countdown, to the apocalypse. Oh, the traffic's coming right now, so we got to be careful. Another thing that I want to talk about in this game is really just how good it looks. Honestly, this is one of the better looking racing games that I've seen. I know it's sort of an arcade racer, but they have done so well to make this game look just freaking great. Honestly, it's a good looking game, top to bottom. Physics leave a little bit to be desired, but that's just what you get, unfortunately, with some of these arcade type racing games. Nonetheless, it is very, very fun. I'm lacking some practice, so I'm not the best at it, but it is a good time. All right, on the brakes. Oh, it wasn't early enough. Actually had to lock them up a little bit there. So super modified is 31 seconds back. Track day GT 37 seconds back, and that's showing the split to the person in P1 in their respective categories. I feel like this car is so slow I can't catch up to the car in P1. All right, so the cars. Whoa, what was that? Oh, looks like a weird glitch. Naomi is having problems. I have no clue what that was all about. Interesting to say the least. It's okay. Nonetheless, we're in P1. Now we might actually start seeing some of the faster cars come very, very soon. They're just now 14 seconds behind us. All right, so now you can actually see the other cars popping up on the map back there behind us. Oh, whoops. I want to slow down just a little bit here and hopefully let these cars catch up to us in the S's back here. So there's now 6 seconds behind, 2 seconds back. There we go. Now we can see one of them coming into view. Trying to get through traffic. Let's slow my cars down here a bit. So yeah, as you can see, the Mazda Panspeed RX-7s are now weaving their way through the traffic. they show up as with the purple triangles or diamonds over their names. If they're ahead, of course, they show the orange triangle. If they're behind, they are purple. So now we should be seeing, there's the Mazda Fury coming up behind us. There we go. So that's another Track Day GT. That's the Track Day GT, and then the super modified was the Pan Speed RX-7. Now we have a 787B coming through and another Pan Speed, or another Fury. So again, whoa! Whoa, it gets a little chaotic. Oh, I'm her nemesis, but she wrecks, of course, in front of me. Wow, interesting. So yeah, you could imagine how this could be just insanely fun with a huge group of friends doing multi-class racing, of course. You can do up to 5 different classes and multiple different cars in each of those classes. So I would definitely recommend doing this. I would love to get a lobby going here pretty soon with some friends and some other people on Grid Legends, because I think it would just be a ton of fun, especially running it live. But there you have it, everybody. That is the all-new multi-class race creator option in Grid Legends. Hopefully this little mini guide, if that's what you want to call it, helps you set these races up a little bit easier and a little bit quicker than it normally would take. Again, please, to the developers of Grid Legends, give us an option here that actually allows us to sort the cars a little bit easier, or provide us a little bit more information and a button to sort of select which type of car, which class within a class of the car is. Because in my opinion, that would make setting these things up a ton easier. That's gonna do it for me today, guys. Again, if this video helped you out, please be sure to leave a like, a positive comment down below. And if you're new to my channel, be sure to subscribe for more weekly content like this. As always, I have been Connor Speed 6. Until next time, much love, everyone. See you soon.